This is how we end up needing surgery after surgery and more invasive as we go along, removing parts of our life that we enjoy. One of our staff members sent me a video. Apparently one of our old clients, Rich Froning, and one of his friends were doing a podcast talking about how broken down their bodies are after a lifetime of CrossFit. So we're gonna watch it and react to it.
I've had about 1,400 milligrams of sodium. My arthritis is going, I mean, my hand is going to look like a
You should get in a Sisu, Cold Creek sauna or
the cold plunge really does help my arthritis. I just need to drink like
it doesn't help your.
How old is this guy? 25 years old and complaining about arthritis like this. My Lanta. All right, let's keep going.
Your arthritis. It helps your arthritis symptoms.
It takes the swelling down.
Trust me.
I will say this, he looks 40.
Nothing helps your arthritis.
It brings the swelling down, yeah, because like if I have, the only thing I've really noticed is dehydration. So if I have too much sodium and not enough water, or just not enough water, I don't necessarily have to have too much sodium, just not enough water. Dehydration in general turns my hand into a baseball mitt.
Oh yeah, I forgot you have gout.
I have arthritis. And then I can't walk. Like I need, if I...
Like systemic, like at your age you have like systemic arthritis?
What else is it supposed to be? I've taken all the tests for it to be gout, not gout. And all this has all the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis.
Wow.
Okay, now I feel like an asshole. It's not earned arthritis, it's an inflammatory disease. Well, we'll get there.
What?
My hand and my foot. I'm not kidding you. I have to, like I have slippers for at home, but I have to wear them to walk. I can't walk barefoot.
This is something to consider as we go into the BCS Classic this week. I just watched last year's video, and it's just all of us just listing off injuries and complaints. And
somebody said I complain way too much about my knee, so I'm not going to talk about it.
And broken
Dude,
parts.
your knee
makes
you want to throw up.
You should do an update. Have you done like an actual update on?
I have no ACL.
That's awesome.
Didn't know that actually before I got the MRI. I'm actually looking into getting an osteotomy. I have a CT scan tomorrow, I think, of like full hip, ankle, knee to make sure I can still do it.
Did you just throw me under the bus for my Happy Gilmore review?
No, I didn't.
On social
media?
media?
Said, hey, you want podcast questions?
Okay.
I'll tell you this, when I worked with Rich back in, I think it was 2017, might have been 2016, doesn't matter. He was dealing with issues in that same knee. He would blame himself for losing the CrossFit Games the year before on the team because he missed a clean and jerk because of the knee.
Wow! 366, Rich Froning. Froning with a split.
That's what he reached out to me for in the first place. And you got to give this guy credit. He most definitely trained through the pain.
Yeah, I've got no moderate to severe arthritis in all three compartments, medial, lateral, and behind the kneecap. My kneecap is just trash. That's where I think the source of a lot of my pain is. My bone is starting to
you got that old man knee. Like there's a difference. There's a difference between like a knee that's supposed to has all the working features in the correct places, and yours has that distinct old man look.
Yeah, it does
where like
it's like
there's just something
Starting to walk like a cowboy.
It's not swelling anymore. It's not swelling. It's like bone.
It's a bone. I thought I was like.
So this is, for me, I have mixed emotions about this because I remember vividly once Rich won the games, the second time after the team games, after they came in second the year before. I remember vividly, I think it was Trek, T-R-E-K, the bicycle company, wanted him to do something for a cross promotion. And I thought it was a bad idea. And I told him I thought it was a bad idea. And he decided he wanted to do it anyway because that's the kind of guy that he is. He's going to say yes, especially when you're pumping money into him as a brand. He's a stand-up guy. And I remember at the time thinking like, this stuff is going to come back and be a problem later on down the line. But I don't want to be the guy who tells him like, you're risking your future. So I just had to explain to him what it could do in the moment and why that might set him back and how that could make it harder in the future for him to be without knee pain. But without getting into very specifically, I think this is going to happen because if you're wrong by 1 degree on that, you look like an idiot. But I'm mixed on this. I'm sad about it.
I was like,
Angelo's
dude.
like, what is that? Is that swelling? And he just touched it. It didn't move. He was like, oh gosh. Yeah.
I couldn't believe that was your bone. I'm like,
my favorite,
how does it get out there?
My favorite is any good friend that I have is I've got several. Like Kelly is an osteo. PA, Evan Dyer's an osteo PA. I got a couple other friends. AJ looked at it, and their first response is, "Oh my gosh, how do you walk on
What
that
have you
thing?"
done?
It's so I'm looking at doing an osteotomy. So basically, Bridges had it done, but where I've used up all of the meniscus on the medial side, and I'm already bow-legged a little bit, so they'll basically put they cut your bone and put a shim in there to kind of bring it back to true.
That's such a crazy way.
So I'll use more
it's
lateral
the-
meniscus. I want to stave off the knee replacement. Probably, I mean, that would be the optimal, right? But not at 38 years old. So hey,
Chan looks like he's doing pretty well.
yeah, but he's
So when he says the medial side of his knee, he's talking about the inside. This is the medial side. This is the lateral side. The side of your knee that's closer to your hip is lateral. The side of your knee that's closer to your groin is medial. What he's describing is an osteotomy is actually cutting some of the bone out, like literally removing some of the bone. And then the shim he's talking about would be some kind of an artificial cartilage that they would put in place of the cartilage he's supposed to have but has worn out. So this is not a small surgery he's talking about. And like he said, even mentioned it himself, it's not a permanent solution. He's going to wear that down and ultimately potentially need a knee replacement. I just want to give people a heads up out there who are watching this and thinking, that's why I don't work out hard. This is not a guy who works out hard. This is a guy who works out professionally. Not hard, professionally. Doesn't work out at all, works out like a normal person, works out hard, works out very hard, works out professionally. That he is up here. He's always been a guy who everybody knew was outworking everybody else. It's part of what made him so great. You should not be afraid of lifting weights and exercising because he damaged his knees, hips, and whatever else he's talking about from doing it. He made a trade that he knew he was making. He traded healthy joints for the long term for the glory of being the fittest man on earth for 4 years in a row and the fittest team on earth for however many years they won it. He knew the risks, he knew the trade, he made the decision consciously. You're not going to accidentally run into this situation.
yeah, but he's 40.
I get it. Yeah, he's older
whatever,
than you for
know,
sure.
like, so if I could stave it off for at least 8 or 10 years,
Do this with both
it's
legs.
just gotten to the point
Do
where it
this?
just hurts
Dude, your
to do anything.
What about the
VMO is just insane on
what about the
that
in-
side.
what
It's
is-
your VMO? The side, the size difference.
It looks like injectable meniscus is right around the corner.
I did see that, but I don't know if there's going to be anything to attach it to. At
Well, they
this point.
squirt it in there like pancake
There's like
batter
a
or something?
gel, yeah.
For real.
I follow this.
Yeah.
It's an Instagram handle called Knee Pain Life. They put some stuff out there. There's like nanobots that they're starting to inject into knees, and every time I'm like, hey,
Yeah, I'll be your dummy.
I'll be a Doug.
It's so crazy when I hear that kind of stuff because I'm always hesitant to, think of something like, oh, back pain. I'm going to be your back pain guy. I'm going to be your knee pain guy. Because I think that it leaves out so much of the equation to just think of that joint as something that exists in a vacuum. I think this is part of the problem, actually. I don't think Rich is part of the problem. I think the way that we think is part of the problem because we think about a single musculoskeletal issue instead of how did I get here and what do I need to do to not stay here long term. This is how we end up needing surgery after surgery and more invasive as we go along, removing parts of our life that we enjoy. I wish people thought of themselves more as entire people than the joint that hurts. The other two people you should know, the two people he was talking about who also had the knee issues and I think knee replacements or maybe just the cartilage injections, I don't remember exactly what he was describing, are Josh Bridges, who was also an elite CrossFit athlete for a long time, retired Navy SEAL, did a ton of reps, was known for his work ethic, and Matt Chan, who was also an elite CrossFit athlete and did a ton of workload. This would be like saying you don't want to play flag football because you've seen professional football players get CTE. Working out does not mean you're going to end up with the ailments that these guys have. They did this professionally for years.
Yeah, your knee is crazy.
It's not good. Yeah, so there's no ACL. Don't know when that happened, honestly. I don't know if it was, was it 2 years ago for the Masters qualifier stuff when I had to get that cortisone shot?
I actually think that's a good lesson for you. He didn't even know he didn't have an ACL anymore. That should tell you how resilient the body is. Guy's an elite athlete. He competes at the highest level. He did not even know he doesn't have an ACL anymore. We're resilient creatures. In case you're not clear about what the ACL is, there are 3 major ligaments that keep your knee intact. There's the ACL, which is the anterior cruciate ligament, the MCL, which is the medial cruciate ligament, the PCL, which is the posterior cruciate ligament, and the LCL, which is the lateral cruciate ligament. I said 3, I should have said 4, because there's 4. The ACL is the one that lives right in the middle, in the front. Anterior is the front, posterior is the back. So when you lose your ACL, you can end up with a knee that's less stable. He didn't even realize he didn't have one. Does that mean it's not a big deal to lose it? No. Definitely consult with a doctor if you know you have an ACL injury. And we're resilient.
I don't remember. Like there was no distinct. I don't know when. And it's not that it's torn. It's that there's no fibers. There's no ACL fibers. So at some point, Thanos snapped it. PCL's gone. It's just a mess in there. You know.
PCL too?
Feels so good, Mr. Stark.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it said to you.
Yeah, just gone.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Last night after we did those snatches and overhead squats, I could not. These are 2 normal things you should be able to do as a 26-year-old male. I could not stand up from the couch without using my hands to help me at all. Like at all.
Sounds completely normal to me.
Like lean forward and use an arm, and then I could not put my arm around my wife. Like I couldn't pick my arm up to put it around her. So I was like, it was just sitting there, and she started leaning into. I'm like, hey, please don't do that. I can't. You can't lean on my shoulder.
Give me an assist.
So,
Dude,
but I was also really sore too. I don't know what that was from. I was sore before we did it. It was something I did on Saturday made my shoulder sore, and then whatever we did yesterday injured my shoulder.
Whatever we did yesterday.
Tell you what, when I went to train with Rich in his garage, I felt similar. I tried to give my friend a cheers after a workout with a glass that we went to the restaurant at night. Could not pick my glass up. I'm telling you, this guy trains like nobody you've ever met. This is not normal. This is not what happens when you exercise.
We overhead squatted and bar muscle upped, and we snatched.
And then I tried to do some handstand push-ups because I'm like, man, I need to do some for that workout. I could not bear my own weight on my hands, so I couldn't do that. So I ran instead.
It blows my mind that like these training sessions with Rich aren't helping that at all.
I know, right?
Yeah, I see you putting in the work to recover.
I knew we were gonna snatch later in the day, so like every hour on the hour, I would get up and I'd go out to the gym and I would do. I need to do like some isometric stuff for my tendonitis really. So like I do some wall sits. I do 3 sets of 30 seconds wall sit, and then I would get on the little roller thing that we have, like a foam roller, and I would roll out my lats and my upper back.
He mentioned that he does isometrics for his patellar tendonitis. I don't know him. I've never evaluated him. I'm throwing this shot in the dark. I think he'd probably be better off moving through a range of motion at a tempo that's like 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up, with a weight that's like an 8 out of 10 RPE for however many reps he's doing, let's say 8 to 10 reps for 3 sets. I would probably have him doing that instead of the isometrics, or in addition to the isometrics. Isometrics will only do part of the job when it comes to tendon repair most of the time.
Every hour I would do that for like 6 hours, knowing I was going to snatch.
Dang.
The lat and upper back rollout has really helped my.
My lat is so bruised.
I did
it so much.
Helps my
yesterday.
front rack a ton and my
Yeah.
overhead, because I now have to use so much hip to get below parallel that I have to do the like lean forward to get there.
This is part of the identity that I was describing before. At what point does it become not smart to keep doing what you're doing? At what point does this no longer get you closer to the goal that you want? This is why I think we really need to be thinking bigger about what's causing us aches and pains and get beyond them just being physical issues. There's a take-home message I want you to have. It is that too much of anything is too much. Exercise is medication. It's dosed properly or it's dosed improperly. It works really well when you take the right amount. It doesn't work at all when you don't take it. And it works to your detriment when you take it too much. If you're out there right now and you're thinking about working out, or you're afraid you're gonna get hurt when you work out, and you watch a video like that, or you hear people talk like that, and it confirms your fears, I want you to know that if you asked those guys, they would tell you, you don't have to fear what they're experiencing right now. They're laughing about it. They're talking about it lightly because they knew what they were getting into when they decided to be professional exercisers. That's not what you're going to do. Work out, lift heavy weights, be consistent, and do it for a really long time. It'll make life better. Remember, if you like this video, push the like button and subscribe to our channel. I'm Dr. Sean Pastuch, owner and founder at Active Life, and this video is over.